Do you feel like this is a must-win for this team when it comes to something?
Absolutely not. You know, it is not an ACC game. I'm glad you brought that up. It is not an ACC game. You know, I gladly get beat 103 or 110 to 10 in that game. They can put 100 up on us as long as we win the next two after that. But again, our focus is on Notre Dame and getting as many wins as we can, one at a time.
That was Pat Narduzzi earlier in the week in a ranked-on-ranked matchup between Notre Dame and Pitt. Be careful of what you wish for, Coach. Irish coming to town, Marcus Freeman and company, mid-first quarter, Jeremiah Love. Woo! I mean, hits the circle button and then holds X all the way to pay dirt. 56-yard touchdown, 7-0 Notre Dame. Worth another look. Love's 17th total touchdown this season, leads the FBS. First play of the ensuing drive, Mason Heinschel picked off by Tate Johnson. Just like that, 14-0 Irish. True freshman, sixth pick of the season, 14 points and 10 ticks. Later in the first quarter, 3rd and 15 from their 15. CJ Carr with a free play. Malachi Fields.
Man, what a catch.
Da-na-na, da-na-na.
Amazing. Late second quarter in a 14-3. Another free play for CJ Carr, throwing it up to Fields. 25 yards for the touchdown. Notre Dame up 21-3 at the half. All Irish early on. That was the mood. Third and goal, Carr. Again, 28-3. It was all Notre Dame in this one. First multi-TD game of the season for Fields. Next, Fighting Irish drive. Carr, though, picked off by Rasheem Biles, so it's 30-9. 2-point try. Goes like that, and then Heinschel picked off by Adon Schuler. Is he going to be able to make it all the way back? He's got a convoy in front of him. Cuts it back down the sideline. And Notre Dame go on to win this one 37-15. Fifth straight win for Notre Dame against Pitt, all against Pat Narduzzi. 8th straight win since starting the season 0-2. And for Pitt, their largest home loss as a ranked team since 1984. The under also cashes at 55 and a hook. So up next for Notre Dame, Syracuse, and for Pitt, they'll be in Atlanta to take on Georgia Tech. Back here with the fellas to talk about Notre Dame's ranked win over Pitt. DK, I'm going to give you first word because when it comes to Notre Dame, they had those 2 losses to open the season. They've run the table since. Still, there are some people through the first 2 rankings wondering if they deserve to be in the top 10. Do you feel the same way still after today's result?
No, I mean, I think you have to feel better about Notre Dame. I mean, it's not their fault, the schedule. They can only play the teams that are in front of them. And when they have an opportunity against a top 25 team on the road, this is a pretty big statement for Notre Dame. They came out from the get-go. The defense showed up. We're harassing Mason Heinschel all day long, and Jeremiah Love showcased some of his skills out there and the ability to run the football. I mean, he was phenomenal. The little spin move that he had. So this was a typical Notre Dame performance. They have dominated ACC teams throughout Marcus Freeman's tenure, and once again they did it. I do think they need style points, but I think they got them today.
Dame?
Yeah, I agree with everything Danny said. I mean, you can't control the schedule. Actually, I lied, because Notre Dame can control this schedule. They're one of the few teams that actually can control the schedule. But hey, the schedule was put together, so it was what it was, and their job was to just win games when they needed to win them. They dropped too early, and that, as we know for Notre Dame, doesn't get you out of the college football playoff picture. It's games like these in the middle of November where people pay attention to Notre Dame football. And to Danny's point, this is exactly on par for Notre Dame performance-wise, but I'll take it a step further. This is exactly the way that Notre Dame plays at this part in the year every single year.
We're taking a look at their schedule. AJ, again, where were you at with Notre Dame coming into this game, and where do you exit with their win at Pitt?
Well, I mean, I think they're proving themselves more and more. The biggest upset, I'm probably ticked off at myself more than anything by picking Pitt to upset Notre Dame. I should have listened to Coach Pat Narduzzi. I mean, they were who he said they were, right? I mean, he said they didn't care if they lost this game, 110-10. Well, that team showed up and played the game today. It looked like they just didn't care. But listen, it's a good win for Notre Dame. I think it helps their record and their strength of schedule by getting this win. Do I think they're still a top 12 team in the country? I don't know.
And what about the ACC fallout from Pitt's loss? Again, this is not an ACC loss, but given what we saw with Louisville, the way the conference is shaping up with other teams in action right now, DK, what's the sort of outlook on your conference here?
I mean, it's been a rough couple weeks for the ACC. I mean, they were sitting in the driver's seat with multiple teams in the conversation. You're looking at maybe being a 2 or a 3 bid league team, and then you just had the disaster that unfolded last weekend. This definitely did not help the conference's chances because Pitt could have knocked Notre Dame out of the race, which potentially could have opened up another spot for the ACC. But I'll piggyback on AJ's point about what Pat Narduzzi said before the game. Yeah, you lost the game, but what did it do to the mental makeup of your team? Like, you get beat like that, that can shake your confidence, especially a young quarterback who looked rattled throughout the day. Now he's got to gear it up, and they have 2 more games left against good opponents in Georgia Tech and Miami. Like, that's the one thing that was surprising to me was just the attitude going into the game. Does that carry over the rest of the season? What are the consequences of that attitude for the Pitt Panthers? So it was a rough game for Pitt. I think it was a rough game for the ACC because, yes, I know Pitt has another chance now, and they still can win those last 2 games and get to the ACC championship game. But just overall, you want, at the very least, be competitive against Notre Dame, and they were not.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to go into the next week when you're playing the #1 team in your conference, coming off a shellacking of 37-15. That more than likely, as we do as analysts, our job is to give our opinions. The opinion is a part of why they played the way that they did was because of the comments of their own head coach. It led to the result. And now, guess what? You've got to go face #1 Georgia Tech next week, who is hell in a handbasket themselves, led by Haynes King and Brent Key. And again, to Danny's point, just the mental makeup of your team. Like, not only did you take your team from being aggressive and playing every game to win, you made them relax, but now you've taken away their confidence in the midst of that by getting absolutely manhandled by this Notre Dame team. So what will Pitt do moving forward? I don't know.
I'm not saying it'll happen, but it's comments like that from head coaches that end up getting you fired.
Ooh.
I mean, head coaches that come out and make statements like that, it doesn't sit well with ADs and presidents. And if that team goes out and lays an egg for the rest of the year and just gets blown out in these games, I mean, that causes issues.
Remember last year, they lost the last 6 games of the regular season.
Okay. We'll
Did
see
not finish strong.
if they respond with 2 tough games down the road for this Pitt team. Again, on the flip side, business as usual for Notre Dame, winning and winning with style points. And here's their season again against Miami and Texas A&M. Some close losses, 0-2 since then, a perfect 8-0. And the point differential well in favor of the Fighting Irish as they look for another college football playoff run.
Here at Once Upon a Farm,